What's up, guys? We're at Central Market, the primary grocery store I shop at. Muscle and Strength, I'm gonna take you through my shopping and why I buy what I buy. Selenium content and fiber in mushrooms. I love them in my eggs in the morning. I also sometimes mix them in my ground beef when I have ground beef. Zucchini is very, very low calorie, very flavorful, very. So as far as dieting purposes and being fuller, I can get away with eating a little more vegetables from zucchini. Digestibility is pretty good, put them in the air fryer. So they're very good for dieting, for feeling fullness, but still not breaking the bank with too many calories. I like fresh green beans, and I like them a little on the firmer side. That's why I like them fresh, and I'll kind of blanch them or just boil them for like 2 minutes only. And this will last in my fridge for a full week cooked. Digestibility is great, very low calorie, very similar to zucchini. Carrots is my beta carotene source, fiber source. They're low calorie, not in comparison to these. I do have to portion my carrots as a part of my carbohydrate intake at the end of the night. But the flavor is just great in the air fryer. They're a little sweet. I can get away with more carrots for beta carotene as my carbs than I can sweet potato. And that's why I choose carrots. Brussels sprouts, this is where you gotta watch out for. I mean, 100 grams is 10 grams of carbs. So it's more aligns with carrots as far as carbohydrates go. Very high, it's a cruciferous vegetable, so you do get a lot of gas. But I like them, and it makes me feel very full. And obviously my grape tomatoes, very low calorie. I add them to my salad once per day. This is the blend I use, dark leafy greens. And of course, spinach, dark leafy greens, vitamin K, iron. You get the non-heme iron. Not as absorbable as meat, of course, but it still is. And spinach is very digestible when it's cooked. So sometimes in preparation, or your low calorie diet, sometimes dark leafy greens that are raw, you tend to get a little backed up or constipated. So I'll end up changing and dropping the fresh greens and doing more cooked wilted spinach in a pan with a little bit of mushrooms to help digestibility. The heat helps break down the fiber of the skin. Huge. Certainly not organic. Apples, the reason I'm choosing apples is some of my carbs will come from apples, but the reason is the sorbitol. Calorie diets are low, you get more constipated. I want to use food items in the diet naturally that help you stay more regular. Strawberries are on sale, can't miss those. So what I do is I'll end up cutting the green off, chopping them in half, rinse them, and then I put them in the freezer, and then use them over time for future shakes. Or I take the strawberries that they're organic, cut, frozen, and put in my cream of rice, and they melt into the cream of rice, and it's just delicious. I got the limes here, to a little fresh squeezed lime on my cilantro white rice. And again, done that for preparations in the past for shows, doesn't break the bank, adds a lot of flavor without the digestibility issues you're gonna get from a lot of the seasonings we tend to overdo that are convenient, that come with the cost. You know those 10-pound bags of chicken breast you got in the back? I normally have red meat in my diet, the last meal of the day. I'll do ground bison or 93% lean. But since I'm really pinching the calories and dropping the fats low, I got rid of the red meat and I'm just doing chicken. When I usually buy red meat, I'm cut for time a lot. So when I come and buy meats here, I buy a ton and I don't have to come back here for a while, and I get my produce delivered from the local grocery store that's real close to my house. But I buy these. Because they're vacuum sealed, this, not frozen, is gonna last a month. And then when I freeze it, that's 6-8 months right there. So I will buy a bunch of these and throw them in my deep freezer, and it takes 24 hours for this to thaw in my fridge, and I cycle them. That way I'm never wasting any food. I can't remember the last time I actually wasted any meat in my house, ever. As far as expiration date or forgetting about it. I cycle it perfectly. Look, cinnamon raisin apple, almond everything, chocolate berry, oaty nut butter, cashew butter, almond butter, peanut butter coffee maple, smoke and fire peanut butter dark chocolate, peanut butter smooth, peanut butter chunky. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. All right, we're gonna do the nut butter breakdown educational corner here, all right? And so a lot of times when people see the oil separated, they're like, oh, that's gross, I don't want that. What that means is there's not added trans fats or partially hydrogenated oils or any type of emulsifier such as palm oil that holds the oil together with the nuts, so it naturally separates, which is normal and it's good. Now, this one is a natural almond butter that has palm oil added to it to keep it emulsified. There's potential people say that palm oil is not the best thing to consume. I will say that palm oil and the amount they're probably adding to this is probably not of concern. If you are going the healthiest rate possible, I would probably suggest doing it without the palm oil. Also, the other ingredients in here, you got cane sugar, so that's something to also keep in mind. But again, the amount of sugar they're adding to the ingredients of this that you're gonna get in a tablespoon is nothing to worry about. So when my clients, general population clients, are wanting this, I don't have any issues with it. So this one here is an almond butter crunchy, and this is what I tend to gravitate towards because the ingredients are almonds, sea salt. That's the only ingredients. No emulsification, no added anything, just straight, real good raw cooked almond flavor and natural oil separate, you mix them together. And the good tip is after you stir it, put it upside down in the refrigerator. And then anything that didn't emulsify will automatically usually come to the top, because how many times though at the top is it really liquidy? And then by the time you get to the bottom, it's rock hard because too much oil was mixed at the top, not the bottom. Everybody knows sprouted grain. So Ezekiel bread, very common bodybuilding, bread that's not made with flour. Alvarado Street is another brand that came out that's a sprouted grain bread, very similar to Ezekiel. I just personally like Ezekiel bread a lot better. And I love the red one, it's my favorite. Of course, hands down the best eggs ever. Talk about flavor in the yolk. God. I met the company, and the company talks about how they're able to distribute a good flavor egg that's pasture raised all across the country. So they have these parameters in how you're supposed to raise your chickens, and the farm can buy into that idea and how they raise the chickens specifically, and then they can package them and put them into their brand. And everywhere I've been in multiple states, tastes exactly the same all across the country. Relatively affordable. They don't need to be organic. You want pasture raised. Pasture raised is gonna get that flavor. Organic doesn't mean anything when it comes to eggs. Get pasture raised. Yeah, the buttermilk sourdough bread. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Yeah. So the reason for sourdough bread, digestibility. Many people don't understand that, the fermentation process actually helps make it easier for digestion. It's actually healthier than regular bread due to that. Yes, this one is made with flour, but it's fresh, so it doesn't have the added preservatives. Come here, get a fresh baked bread, have them slice it for me, and 35 grams of weight is 15 grams of carbs. That way you can mix and match your carbs with the meals. This is my grocery shopping, and of course, comment below if you have any questions, and please subscribe.